Welcome to the official Universal Disney Nuts podcast. If you're passionate about Central Florida theme parks like we are, then you've come to the right place. Now on to the show. Here's your host, Bill Balcerski.
UDN live, sort of from the Tiki Bar. I am Bill, your host. Welcome to the show, everybody. Another bi-weekly installment of UDN Live podcast. Thank you for joining us. We originally were going to do this out at the Tiki Bar, but just like the rest of the country, it's a little cold out there.
Florida decided to participate this time.
My God. What did we hit last night?
I'm enjoying
30
it.
something?
Yeah, and we're calling for frost warnings tonight.
It was 39 when I got my car at 7 a.m.
Now, on the grand scheme of things, we could be back up in New Jersey. My dad got 2.5 feet of snow.
You know.
Yeah, my parents had
Yeah.
about 2 feet.
So I guess we should be happy with the 39-degree weather. But, ladies and gentlemen, we usually broadcast live from the Tiki Bar, but unfortunately,
Bill's a wimp.
Bill's a wimp. So we are in the Winter Wonderland Studios.
Winter Wonderland Studio.
That's right.
Oh, Lord.
It's only a matter of time before the frostbite and the hypothermia kick in.
And your fireplace is going.
Yeah,
It's been going the past 2 nights.
I don't mess around, bro. Hypothermia is not a good thing.
Actually,
I don't
I'm
mess around.
surprised he doesn't have the fireplace going right now, to be honest with you.
Truth be told, it's only a matter of time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you listened to our last podcast, we had the honor and privilege of having Tamiko
There you go. Good job.
snook on the podcast, and it was a great show. We had a lot of fun, so thank you, Tamiko. We appreciate it. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Indy is back in the studios.
Yay!
Good to be back.
Yes. Yes. And of course, we have our lovely Miss Tanya.
No, thank you.
I just realized for the last couple of shows that I haven't really actually introduced you. We just kind of went into the show. So I wanted to make sure I made it a point to introduce you guys.
Oh,
Because people who listen to the show regularly know who you are. But for those of you just joining us, and thank you for joining us if you're listening out there in podcast land.
Not Disneyland.
Not Disneyland. That's for sure not Disneyland.
oh, poor Disneyland.
Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea.
Yeah, but when Disneyland does reopen, there's going to be a ton of new stuff for people to see when they do go back. So
That's true. And, you know, California's starting to open up.
Finally.
Finally.
So maybe we'll see something from Disneyland soon. We'll see.
Yeah, they were hoping for spring, but I think at this point it looks more like summer. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, you know, anything with California right now is, you know that.
Yep.
Yeah. He could change his mind in the next 30 seconds. And
Speaking of things opening up, Disney has announced that Blizzard Beach Water Park
Okay.
perverts will be reopening to guests
And it's reopening
March 1st.
And Volcano Bay is in March, too.
Oh, I'm
March
sorry.
7th.
March 7th, correct. Blizzard Beach is set to open March 7th it will operate at reduced capacity as precautions to the coronavirus. And they will have one of several new safety precautions at the water park. As it reopens, they will align with the health and safety protocols implemented throughout Walt Disney World Resort, including reduced capacity, temperature screenings, physical distancing, and face coverings.
Okay.
You may ask, how are they going to do face coverings in a water park? And this is a quote from the website. Guests will be required to wear a mask while visiting the park. However, they will not be allowed to wear face masks while riding water rides or in the water. So you're not going to wear your mask, right? I mean, you're constantly
Right.
in the water.
Yeah.
Unless you're
They have you wearing it while you're standing in line to get on said water park. Then you're going to be
With a
6
soggy
feet
mask
away.
in your
Yeah,
pocket.
exactly.
I just don't see how they're going to do this.
See,
Yeah.
why don't they just implement the same thing that they have at their pools? You don't have to wear the mask when you're at the pool.
Okay, so
And the same thing at Volcano Bay. You didn't have to wear a mask when you were at Volcano Bay.
Only when you're going like to the
To
restaurants.
the restaurants
and the
or
bar
like the
and things
restroom
like
or
that.
whatever.
But
Yeah.
but there's no way of knowing if you're walking to a ride to get on a ride.
Right.
Unless they're going to have somebody follow you around.
yeah, see, that's the point, right? And it says Guests will also be able to remove masks while eating, drinking, and while stationary and distancing from others. Okay, that's 99% of what you do at a water park.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when are you going to wear a mask? And how are you going to social distance? It's a water park. You're going to be on top of everybody.
Well, they're going to limit the amount of people going in too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure standing in line will have the 6-foot
Markers.
markers and everything else. So
Just increase the chlorine level.
hey, there you go. That'll kill
Chlorine
it.
kills everything. Awkward. Okay, on top of the Blizzard Beach announcement,
And nothing about Typhoon Lagoon yet.
nothing about Typhoon Lagoon. We do know about Volcano Bay. They're opening March 1st.
Yes.
So these water parks are going to start opening here when we get closer to summer.
Yep.
Cannot
No,
believe.
is that the way it works? I didn't know that.
You married her.
Swear to God, I'm going to choke her out. Swear to God.
Love you.
Mm.
And your wallet.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, maybe that one a little more. Speaking of pain in the ass, Disneyland
Wow.
has debuted a new annual pass options.
Well,
for
they haven't
pass
debuted
holders.
yet. It's a survey that was sent out to current
Okay.
passport holders.
Looks like the reservation system might be here to stay.
Yeah.
Looks that way, yes.
And we'll have more information on that when Tanya gets to her Disney stuff.
I will.
And unfortunately, some more bad news from Universal. We have a major show that is closing its doors forever.
Yep.
Do you remember me calling this out a couple months ago? And I said that this is what was going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if this particular show goes away.
Yeah.
And both of you called me BS crazy.
Well, I didn't call you just for that.
That's just a general statement that covers.
But Dave Indy's going to have more on that when we get to him.
Hey,
I wanted to talk about this whole thing from Universal because I am very excited. I am doing the Tomiko wiggle in my seat because Universal Studios has just announced the Military Freedom Pass. Have you guys heard of this?
I have.
Yep.
This, people, is next level. And let me tell you something. A lot of these parks do the very bare minimum for the veterans, and they do the very bare minimum for the military. Yes, Disney has Shades of Green.
And they have the military passes.
Yes, they do the military passes.
And they also pick out a veteran every day to raise and lower the flag at Magic Kingdom.
Okay, whatever.
Are they still doing that, though?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
But Universal has stepped up their military game. Now, this doesn't apply to everybody. I get it. But it does apply for all military members and their families. And it does apply to all active duty and retired military and their families. Listen to this crazy stuff. This is like super next level. And I applaud Universal for doing this. This is awesome. Awesome stuff. The quick and easy thing about these parks is that it gives you access to all three parks. It gives you discounts, and it also gives you the availability to upgrade to a military exclusive vacation packages, which is super cool.
Yes.
Now, notice I didn't say tickets, Disney girl. I said pass. You know why I said pass? Because it's good for the entire year. Now, the only caveat to that, stand by. I see your face. Stand by.
For 8 years.
The only difference between the 2 park-to-park Freedom Pass and the 3 park-to-park Freedom Pass is the date that it starts. The 3 park-to-park Freedom Pass is not technically a full year.
Right, because it's not open year round.
Right, because the water park's not open, right? So here's how the deal goes. A 2-park Freedom Pass is valid for use every single day. No blackouts. Between January 1st and December 31st of 2021.
Which is awesome.
Wow.
Well, what's going to happen after 2021?
Who cares? We got a whole pass for... So 3-park Freedom Pass is valid for everyday use. No blackouts between March 1st and December 31st, 2021. And that's because Volcano Bay doesn't open till
Can
Well,
you do
technically-
just the Volcano Bay? I think we need to get that one.
Yeah, I
Because
mean
we're
paying.
already pass holders for the parks,
Yes.
for the 2 parks, but not for Volcano Bay. So if we can do just Volcano Bay, that would be awesome.
So they have adult and children versions for both the 2-park and the 3-park Freedom Pass. The 2-park Freedom Pass is $200 for adults and $195 for children, and that's for the whole year. You go like what, twice,
Yeah.
and it's paid for. The 3-park is $235. So for $35 more bucks, you get a whole nother park.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, this is mind blowing, right? So then now let's talk about those upgrades, specific upgrades that you could do with this military pass. They have a create your own, which is you pick a hotel and you get early park admission, right? That's your pick your own. And then
Sorry, you can't pick Sapphire Falls.
I would.
Depending when you're going, I choose one of the express passes.
Right. But here's the interesting part. They have a Harry Potter exclusive military package. You get to pick your hotel, early admission. You get a special themed keepsake box.
Those are nice. I've seen them in person.
Yeah. What's included in it?
Your name's usually on it in a certain way, and then it's like a welcome letter package and all of that. So, and I think it has lanyards. Trying to remember back 2+ years when they introduced it, because originally you used to get a little stuffed owl. An owl would deliver
Hedwig.
your stuff and all that, and that was a cluster thing. So yeah, they went to the keepsake boxes, and like I said, they're pretty nice.
Cool.
Your family name on it and all that, so they're good for displaying, and they're pretty.
But we're not done, ladies and gentlemen. So in addition to said box that Dave just talked about, you get breakfast at Leaky Cauldron and 3 broomsticks. And in addition to all that, as if that wasn't enough, you get 1 shutter button photograph studio session.
Those are cool.
It's a what?
Shutter buttons. It's where they basically put you in scenes from Harry Potter, kind of like the living scenes where you've seen like with Potter and stuff when he's moving and it shows a scene behind it and so forth.
Oh, okay.
Or Black or any of them or
yeah.
Bellatrix and stuff.
Mhm.
That's kind of what it is, but they put you in kind of in Universal in a sense, in Diagon and things of that nature.
Okay.
This is next level stuff. I mean, it really is. And if that wasn't enough, all that stuff that they're giving military members, but now military members are now eligible to receive a discounted rate up to 40% off Cabana Bay Beach Hotel.
Deal.
Boy, they are trying to fill that Cabana Bay, aren't they?
Well, it's got over 2,000 rooms in that hotel now.
Yep.
I was going to say, then there
at
was
one
quite a
point,
few there.
Yeah, it was, I think, at 18, and I want to say it's over 2,000. It's the largest. It beat World of Marriott, I want to say, for number of rooms for the largest in Central Florida.
So a couple other things you have to keep in mind. There's some caveats. You know, the little small
Fine
print,
print.
fine print at the end there where the lawyer starts talking really fast. These are initial prices, which could change, but as of right now, these are the prices. And it's important to note that you cannot buy them at the Universal Orlando front gate. You have to go through your military ticket and travel office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, for Central Florida, there's only 2, maybe 3. I think there might be one in here in Orlando. However, MacDill Air Force Base
Bill, yep.
and Patrick Air Force
Patrick.
Base has the military ticket and travel office.
Yeah, we usually go over to Patrick.
Yes, we do. We enjoy
I haven't
Patrick.
been there in years.
Very laid back. But you can also go online and then call them, and you could do their business over the phone because of coronavirus. Because when I booked our trip to Disneyland, the Patrick Air Force Base military ticket and travel office booked our stuff. So very, very cool. I have to tell you that I am impressed. And I am not impressed easily.
No, he's not.
I am very, very impressed with Universal, and I have to give them a major thumbs up for taking care of their military members.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And
yes, it is.
If you are military or you're retired military and you love these parks, You need to take advantage of this deal. $235 per person, and you get everything Universal has. That's awesome for the whole entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, SeaWorld used to do a lot of good stuff for the military on a mission
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
When they were owned by Anheuser-Busch,
Oh,
they did
yeah,
a
they were
lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
I was going to
hardcore.
say, and they haven't done it in quite a while.
I still think they do a mission-wise, but nothing on that level.
Not on that level,
No,
no.
that's next level.
But, yeah.
So I only have one message for Mr. Walt Disney.
Well, that's going to fall on deaf ears.
I was going to say,
Step up your
you're
game,
a few
Disney.
years too late on that one.
Or was
Disney.
it cryogenic.
Stop that.
Yeah,
That's a myth.
He's frozen underneath them.
Oh, you guys.
But
Can I build a
also,
snowman with Uncle Walt's head?
a rumor? As you can tell, I'm trying to move on from this.
It wouldn't be the podcast if we didn't go off on a tangent like this.
Clearly, fell off the tracks.
We're never on tracks.
That's true too.
That's a great point. And they're talking about building a military hotel for Universal. That's the latest rumor.
Sweet.
We don't know where it is. I would assume it's probably going to be close to Epic Universe, but
Yeah.
they are talking about building a military themed hotel, much like Shades of Green.
Mhm.
Now, Disney has done a lot for the military. I'm not going to take anything away from them, but they haven't done a whole heck of a lot for military recently. You know how I feel about the whole thing. I think Universal is blowing Disney away on the whole pass holder, and now they can roll out with this for the military.
Mhm.
Shut up and take my money. But with that being said, we're going to give more love to Universal. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Indy.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I think I'm going to stick another nail in Disney's coffin on
There you go, kid.
Universal. Was just recently announced. You know who Pop Warner is,
Mhm.
right? Pop Warner National Championships are moving to Camping World Stadium and Universal Resorts from Disney.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Why is that? Thank God.
Have you been to the parks when Pop Warner is there?
Yes.
Well, then
But that's
this
kinda
has
big.
actually been a blessing. And I mean, is it a slap for Disney? Yes, but for guests that are at Disney when Pop Warner is there, it is.
No, I understand
Oh my
that.
God! From a guest perspective, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
it's not amazing to Disney's checkbook.
Well,
They were
no.
so focused on the NBA and everything else. Pop Warner's like, all right, peace out. But believe it or not, Pop Warner's been holding their events in Florida or Orlando for 25 years every December. I did not know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been around here for a long
I
time.
know they've been a while, but I didn't know it was full 25 years. They've signed a long-term contract, doesn't really say when, but usually it's estimated 25,000 rooms nights annually. And they're also the National Youth Sports Organization. They're the largest in the world with approximately 325,000 total athletes ranging from ages 5 to 16 years old.
Mhm.
So I thought that was kind of cool in regards to it. So,
And Disney will get residuals. You know what I mean?
oh, yeah,
Like,
people
Yeah,
still
they'll
go.
still go, but you won't have all the kids like running around and being obnoxious brats because the parents aren't watching them as closely as they did because there's safety in numbers.
Yeah.
right. I think Disney needs to seriously focus on that Wild World of Sports arena there.
Yeah.
Because-
well, they are doing that thing for the military in September.
Yeah, the military games.
Mhm.
The thing about it is, the Wide World of Sports complex is amazing. I mean, it is
It's huge.
it's huge,
Yeah, and
and
they
it's
built that
so
specific building
nice.
for dance and cheer competitions.
Right.
that they no longer will have.
Well,
Well, but yeah, Corona's killed everything. But the thing about it is, if they don't start booking things there, they're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, they're gonna start to have issues.
Yep.
You know, like,
Mhm.
when was the last time you saw a mega event at Wide World of Sports?
the NBA and the soccer over the fall.
Okay, that was at Wide World of Sports Arena.
Yeah.
Is where they played?
Well,
Yeah,
the
they-
NBA also had, they were staying at
Yeah.
Coronado Springs and stuff and Grand Cypress and areas. But
Yeah.
they
That was the bubble.
Yeah, the
then.
NBA was.
I didn't realize it was over
specifically
there.
on
I thought it was
ESPN.
off-site.
no, they bubbled that area. But Disney with their ABC affiliate, they basically I'm sure there was backroom talks to get that all set up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know what's weird? Disney hosted the NBA, not to get sidetracked, but Disney hosted the NBA, had all the NBA players here. It's a big deal, like dogs and cats living together for like 4 months, and they refused to open the NBA store in downtown
At
Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Like,
quite
does that make
understand
sense to
that.
anybody? You have you have the NBA in a captive audience at Disney. Why would you not open that store?
Right.
You would crush it.
And Disney's always had.
Well,
kind
they
of
did
a-
move some of the merchandise
merchandise.
from that store to the Wide World of, or not the Wide World of Sports, the World of Disney store. They did have one section that had like all the basketball stuff and everything, but yeah, it wasn't as
prominent.
as
sense, yeah.
what was.
And like I said, Disney's always had a partnership with the NBA because something I didn't know for the longest time. If you wanted to renew your pass, you could go down to the arena and get
To the Amway Center
a Mickey
and-
jersey for
Yeah.
the Orlando Magic.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Orlando Magic
All right, we're-
jerseys have Disney on the
Yeah.
left hand
But
side.
right now we're not talking about Disney. We're talking about
Fine.
Universal.
Well,
We're getting off topic. And
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Roll the squirrel.
Okay, let's not you'll have your time here in a minute.
Okay.
Let's continue with Universal news.
Speaking of more positive news for Universal, their fourth quarter earnings were just out. They broke even on their theme parks in the fourth quarter. It was projected 2021, but they actually did it.
Wow.
They, excluding the $45 million for the pre-opening cost of Beijing, but that's also with California not being open. So that's
Right.
literally Japan and Orlando basically carrying the weight, and they broke even on their parks. And Comcast and all of them are ecstatic. They're like, the turnouts and attendance are slowly increasing at the park, so they're very optimistic and still happy with the way the parks are growing. So they're going to hold on to those babies for quite a while.
Yeah, once we get past this coronavirus stuff, these parks are going to be killing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They're projecting
definitely.
like 22, 23. They'll be like, but their numbers, they said right now, are kind of hitting the 2019 numbers again for when it comes to people spending and so forth. So I'm happy for them.
It's like taking crack from a crack baby and then finally giving it back to them.
Or donuts.
Or donuts.
I know.
But on the downside of things, like you teased earlier, Blue Man Group is no more.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of, going back to what you said prior, I was hopeful that they wouldn't go away because Universal always needed a nighttime, and there's still a theater there, so there's probably a rush for 2022 to fill it. And there's
Have
many
you seen the
rumors.
show?
Oh, I've seen it a few times. I
It's
saw it after
phenomenal.
I never got to see it.
It was
I
really
guess I
nice.
Very
won't.
good. Much like Vegas.
YouTube.
I never saw it in the I've
Yeah.
never seen
It
their
was the
show
best of.
anywhere.
It took bits of all the different shows and basically did it over the years. They changed it.
It was very good. So, I mean, rest in peace, Blue Man Group.
14-year
yeah,
run.
It makes me sad.
Yeah.
Opened in 2007 with over 6,000 shows. That's a lot of shows.
Wow.
So
Yep.
on that one.
Jeez.
So they did quite a bit of it there. But like I said, there's a theater that's going to be sitting empty.
Yeah.
So there's rumors already swirling what that could possibly be. But I'm going to hold off on all that until get a little bit better on that.
Well, if you never change, you never get progress, right?
But
True.
So,
and in the later years of that show, it wasn't filling up like other ones, but they said it cost a fraction of what Lanuba and stuff cost. And especially since Circus bought Blue Man Group Productions years ago, they said they could run it for like pennies compared to what it cost. So it didn't have to be full
right.
all the time, but it was a good show.
and truth be told, I think Blue Man Group has kind of run its course, right? I
To
mean,
a
even in
certain degree.
Vegas, I think they're done.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, a
so-
lot of shows aren't reopening, but they're keeping Vegas and Chicago and New York currently as their ones. I mean, if something fresh comes out, yeah, it's a show worth seeing if you can see Blue Man Group, especially when they did the touring ones to the arenas. They were really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance to see the show, by all means, go
If
check it
opens
out.
up back in Vegas, we might have to go out and
It's
see it before
amazing.
there.
It's very interactive, It's very in your face. They like to get the crowd involved, and
It is.
It's an awesome.
It's
awesome
very
show.
energetic. It's not one of those ooh and ah you watch. You really get into it.
Yeah, and if
So,
you think you're gonna sit in your seat and just be entertained and that's it, no, they're gonna seek you out.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. You can, like I said, find it on YouTube. I'm sure it's out there
Mhm.
on that one. But speaking of other shows rumored to be gone, A Day in the Park with Barney is possibly gone for good.
Is that
Wow.
really a great loss?
Well, it had the
Wow.
coldest air conditioning in the park in the summer. Just putting it out there.
True story.
I've never seen the show, so
That's
I
a-
would have no reason to go see Barney.
That's a UDN pro tip right there. The coldest AC in Universal is the
was.
Barney show.
Yeah, whether you liked it or not, that you went for the air condition. But they were still doing the meet and greets up until the beginning of 2021, basically, and those have even stopped. And a lot of the cast members are speculating, or I shouldn't say cast members, 10 members have pretty much said, yeah, it's kind of a done deal. They don't see Barney coming back at all in
Yeah.
regards to that one.
That's another thing that's run its course.
Yeah,
Barney.
It opened in July 11th, 1995.
Wow.
So it's old school. It's been there. And I mean, the meet and greets were still
25
popular.
years.
But curious to see
Yeah.
what happens. Little side kind of, I won't say story, but history on that whole area. And it's been deemed the kid zone curse. So originally that whole entire land was considered the Expo Center land. It had E.T., Back to the Future, and animal actors, plus a walkway to the original Hard Rock Cafe. You had the Bates Hotel and Motel that was actually there, and actually it was used in the filming of Psycho 4.
I still miss the Bates Hotel. That was really cool.
It was. But
Now, to get the visual, of what Dave's trying to tell you is if you walk into the park, you make a right and you can walk past Bourne,
yes,
Mhm.
right? And you keep walking down and you have the pass holder lounge to the left.
Mhm.
And you keep walking down, you got the executive offices to the right. And then on the right hand side, before you get
after
to,
you go through like Central Park-ish,
yes.
Mhm.
And this is before you get to
Simpsons.
Simpson stuff.
Yeah, you would hang a right.
There's on the right hand side, there's a side street that goes back. And that's where the ET is,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which that
Now
ride,
leave it
that-
alone.
that ride's the,
Leave it alone.
let me tell you what
It's
the
got
future of ET is.
75-minute waits. I can't believe it.
Leave ET alone.
Gone. Get that raisin out of here.
You both suck.
People have
just saying.
tried it. It's not going anywhere, I don't think. It's a dinosaur in that place.
Yeah. So that's where everything is. That's where Dave's talking about. And they also have an animal show over there.
Yep, Animal Actors has been there for years. Like I said, E.T., Back to the Future when it opened, all of that was considered part of the expo area. And then Kid Zones didn't really came to be until Five-O's Playland opened in 92 when Five-O Goes West came about. And then, but the kind of funny thing, and I was looking at old pictures, the Bates Motel and Hotel is still set there behind the Kid Zone. So you're playing in the kids' play area with the Psycho House in the background. Made
Nice.
a great time.
Nice.
And then in 98, they tore down the Bates Motel. And basically, that's where, 95, I apologize. The Bates Motel was tore down in 95 to make room for A Day in the Life of Barney or A Day in the Park with Barney. And then 98, they finally took down the Psycho House. And that's where Curious George Goes to Town currently is.
Bring both of those back.
1999, Woody Woodpecker's coaster arrived. And that's when Kid Zone got changed to Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone. So that land has not really ever been touched since then. That's still all like dust and mold, we'll call it, because it's been there for so long. But
They need to tear everything in that side street down,
they have
to the
attempted it.
ground.
Except ET.
No, that could go
including
too.
ET.
No.
Tear it all down and put new stuff in.
I don't know what you guys have against
Think
ET.
about all these movies that have come out that Universal can focus on.
Well, there have been plenty of lands that have never happened. Ice Age, which is owned by Fox, though, there was drawings of building stuff with a dark boat ride in the back for that one. I'll say that never happened. Smurfs was probably kind of close to coming to be, and E.T. was going to be changed to Smurfs, but they had such a backlash on that one from people, like certain people.
Let it
Like
go.
me.
Let
Like
it go.
Super Nintendo Land as well.
Wrong franchise.
Basically was the most sought after, but And they even had walls put up at one point around ET and Halloween Horror Nights. The lines were moved around, but then obviously Epic, they got the okay for the property, and the walls came back down. Pokemon Snaps, which is going to have rides and stuff, is currently sitting in a drawer somewhere, blueprints, while they're waiting to see how well Nintendo products are basically done. But other rumor ones that have been thrown around in the past, Trolls, which already have a meet and greet in the area. Now, obviously, Kung Fu Panda, which is opening in Beijing.
Skadoosh.
Which, prior to them owning the rights to DreamWorks and Kung Fu Panda, that was supposed to be a SpongeBob land, which everything just fit perfectly in, and they just rethemed everything. But that would be kind of cool. They've already got the SpongeBob store there.
I was going to say, there's already a couple of things for the SpongeBob there already.
Yep, which I like that store. Minions, Super Silly Fun Land has been rumored in the past, as well as a Scooby-Doo area has been, which if they could ever build that Skull Island thing I've seen, people post in the past, that looks really cool.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing that doesn't sit well with me.
Just one thing?
There's a lot of things, but we only have an hour to do this podcast. But everything that Dave just read off is already old. So
Trolls isn't.
Think about all the stuff that's in this park. How old is MIB?
Yeah.
How old is E.T.? How old is Jaws? They still have Jaws stuff in there. How old
Bruce is currently missing. He's being repainted, I think, and refinished.
Gotcha.
Oh, really? He was there 2 weeks ago when I was there.
It was just recent.
But you get my point. Everything that they're either considering coming out with or have come out with is all stuff that's so dated that it just feels like they're losing touch with their audience. They need to come out with new stuff, like brand new stuff, to attract more people.
But the way the parks are nowadays, even Disney and all of them, they go after IPs that are really intellectual properties, basically they know are hard hitters. Like originally SpongeBob and stuff, like they were going to put Nintendo over in Beijing, but because a Japanese product is not as popular in China, basically Nintendo got shot down. So that's why they didn't get a Nintendo land over in Beijing, which then they went to SpongeBob because SpongeBob, but then they said it just kind of quietly went away when they got DreamWorks, and Kung Fu Panda was the largest. They sold more in China when I think it was the third movie that came out for Kung Fu Panda than in just China alone than they did the rest of the world combined. So being that it was so popular, I mean, it could work. They could put a Kung Fu Panda. They could do, there's another Minions movie on the way. Like it's something to do with Gru growing up and stuff. I forget the name because it got pushed back. So I mean,
I'd just like to see more new stuff.
Yeah, but anything that they put there would be new.
Oh, great point.
A parking lot would be new compared to that kids area, but they need to do something.
It's a great point.
Speaking of something new coming, Mardi Gras 2021 International Flavors of Carnival starts this Saturday, and it'll run through the March 28th. It looks like it'll have at least 14 food and drink stations. Not to mention you'll have floats on display, street entertainment, music, can't go anywhere without beads, and more throughout the park. So that's exciting. The menus look good. I might actually have to venture my way there between my sleep and work schedule to try some of those.
We will have to drag Tamiko there.
Yeah.
Do they have passes again?
I think that we're talking
They're
about
selling them,
Okay.
unlike Disney. But and then last but not least, kind of exciting news for us coaster fanatics, Jurassic World Velocicoaster. The sign is up at the entrance to the ride, as well as they've unwrapped the Velociraptors now over the entrance. 2021 summer opening is still what it is. They just filmed live people on the coaster this past week.
Yeah, that was for a commercial.
Yeah, for the promotion, with and without mask and stuff on it. So it'd be interesting to see. But if they got people riding and they're starting to unwrap stuff, I say I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this spring soft opening, work out the bugs,
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
But it's exciting to see that. I'm looking forward to that one. And it looks beyond awesome at night.
Very cool.
So, but that's what I got for Universal.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There is Mr. Dave Indy with your Universal news.
You're welcome.
Now we bring in the lovely Tanya.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
Now you could talk about Disney.
Well, wow.
Have at
So
it,
back
kid.
to the basketball.
Right. That all tied in earlier, so the heck with you.
What was
So
the name?
anyway,
What was the name of that restaurant that's located right next to NBA?
City Works.
City Works. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get a chance
Yeah.
to go eat at City Works, it is next level. The food is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Highly recommend the Nashville chicken tenders.
Ooh.
Be
They
careful.
are spicy.
Be careful what you wish
Yes.
for.
Shut up and get in my mouth.
They are hot, 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 hot. Like, can't feel your tongue hot.
Oh, I just bought habanero
And the
jalapeno
vampire,
sliced cheese.
the vampire filet sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
Yeah. I had
Shut
the
up and
pork
get in my
chop,
mouth.
and the pork chop was amazing.
And I'm not
It
a
was
big
really
pork chop
good.
guy. I tried her pork chop. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Like melt in your mouth.
Yeah, we
Like,
have not had
next
a
level.
bad meal there yet.
How many have you
So-
had?
We've been there a couple times already.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
That
food
was
is
what,
so
our third
good.
time there?
I think second or third. Something.
Yeah.
Just this week.
No.
Shut up and get in my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, it took us a while to get there, but it's
Went for the donuts down the street. Stayed for the food.
We have no idea what you're talking about.
What are you talking about, dear?
Not at all.
Anyway. So, for those of you that are pass holders, 30% discount is back. Started yesterday, February 2nd, and goes until March 2nd. So, if you need to get anything at the parks, merchandise-wise, you get 30% off. So,
There
get
goes
over
my
there.
bank account.
What do you
Oh,
mean? She already took
stop.
advantage of it today.
She already took advantage of it.
I did.
Honey, look what I bought today. What?
Yeah.
We didn't talk? What?
No.
Oh, the finger's out too.
Oh, I get the finger too.
So, first off,
Middle name too.
I have been looking for this since it came out in the end of November, and it has not been available in the parks or the Art of Disney in 2 months.
Well, cry me a river, Justin Timberlake.
And I had mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago that I still hadn't been able to find it. And you were like, well, why haven't you bought it yet? Because I haven't been able to find it yet. Well, I found it today and I bought it. So
Ladies and gentlemen, outside of that last statement, that is all lies.
it is not. And what I was looking for was the Jim Shore Mickey Jungle Cruise figurine.
Say that 3 times fast.
I know, right? But Jungle Cruise is my favorite ride, and
I could say it's 3 times
love it.
fast. Spend my money, spend my money, spend my money.
Buy money, buy money, buy money.
Buy money, buy money.
you just need to get over yourself. Anyway.
Oh, yes. I need to get over myself.
Report your credit card stolen.
Great idea. Go ahead, Disney.
Anyway, also at Disney Springs, this past Saturday, January 30th, the M&M store opened. And we were there live,
I saw.
and we posted a video on UDN. I'll get some pictures up on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
here.
we spent a lot of money.
Yeah, I saw your
I
hands
was
full of
going to
stuff.
say, yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
I left you on a tenant, and there's you
I
like
know.
5 things.
5
carrying.
things.
and he says that I spend money. Really? Like-
Well, it's my money to spend.
Was any of it Disney themed that you had in your hand? Because it was in
No.
Florida Mall
Yes.
forever. So I'm like, why didn't you just go to Florida
No,
Mall? And
it was
buy
it was all M&M themed, but we got
Well,
some
no,
really
there
really
was-
cool stuff. There
was
was
the
Disney
one
stuff
thing,
there.
Yeah. Well, there was a ton of Disney stuff, but we did get one Disney thing. It was the Mickey Mouse icon, and it was filled
the head with M&Ms.
Yeah, and it had
And on the M&M itself had the Mickey head on it.
Oh.
yeah, and it was in the gold, red, and the
Was it
white
as
and black.
big as the one that was in Florida Mall, or is it?
I don't think I
store-wise?
ever saw the
Mm.
one.
Oh,
in
the
the
one in Florida Mall is
Uh,
pretty good size.
I don't think it's as big as
No,
the
this
Florida
was a
Mall one.
smaller one. This was only about maybe.
I meant the store.
No, the store.
Oh, the store.
It's close. It's close, but I think the Florida Mall is bigger.
Yeah, it was pretty good size
Yeah.
in that mall. So that was
But,
a must do anytime my kids were in town.
But they had all different kinds of dispensers, right? And so what
The
we
wall.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. But they had the M&M dispensers, like a battery operated M&M dispensers, and so we had picked up the slot machine.
What's this we?
Well,
You?
I theoretically
Handed it to you.
handed it to you, and we got the discount. And anyway, so you turn it on and you pull. It's a slot machine. You pull the handle down, and there's little M&M characters that come on the screen, and then it'll, Joker, 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 and there comes the M&Ms. So it's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
And they had all different kinds of other stuff. Like they had the other one that I thought was really, really cool was it had the yellow and the red M&M sitting in a roller coaster seat with the roller coaster bar down, and you push on the guy's foot and the M&Ms come out.
Huh.
But I thought that was
they
very
had like 4 or 5 different, machines like that. They were
very
a lot
cool.
of fun.
Very cool.
Obviously, they also have the kiosks where you can get M&Ms made. So, there was 2 different ways.
Those were expensive to do, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
So there was 2 ways that you could do it. One, you could go into the kiosk and you could pull up and you could have Figment, princesses, or you could get anything printed on these
that's
M&Ms.
cool.
Or there was a photo booth there and you could go in, they'll take a picture and put your picture on the M&M.
That one I
M&Ms
remember
as
from
well.
Florida
Yeah.
Mall, but they obviously didn't have the right to Disney stuff.
Yeah, but
So that's kinda
like
cool.
anything.
They got all
and
kinds of Disney stuff in
everything,
there.
Yeah, it was very cool.
So far be it for us not to take advantage of it.
Far be it.
I was able to get a blue M&M coffee mug, which I thought was very cool. We got the casino slot machine dispenser.
Mm-hmm.
We got a ton of M&Ms. We got the mini M&Ms. We got the regular M&Ms. And then we got, what else we get?
The Mickey head. And
So let me tell you a quick story about this. This is very interesting. So I pull up, got my stuff, laid it all on the table, right? For those of you who need sound effects,
Aren't you the Foley?
on the counter was an M&M reusable bag, and next to that was a blanket. So she was like, "Would you be interested in this reusable bag?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And then for like,
they're $2.
right? So and then they were giving the blankets away as because we're their opening night.
Oh, wow.
They were giving us a free blanket if your order was over so much money, right? Which our order was over so much money. So, but what she didn't realize is she grabbed the blanket that was next to the bag, put it in the bag. Then she turned around and grabbed the blanket behind her and put it in the bag. So we wound up getting 2 blankets instead of 1.
Yeah.
I was like, "Thank you," as I walk out. Yes,
Run!
Right.
yes, scored another M&M's blanket.
And I wasn't there. I was checking in on our reservation at House of Blues.
And you didn't realize it till you were gone.
Yep. So sorry.
Still need to eat there, too.
Too bad. So
I like
sad.
House of
Bye-bye.
Blues.
House of Blues is good. They changed their menu, though. I'm missing the meatloaf. The meatloaf was phenomenal there. So,
Yeah.
But they got good food at House of Blues.
Yeah, so Disney Springs has been killing it lately between Gideon's Bakehouse and Everglazed and now the M&M store. It's like,
Yeah, they're trying to kill us. I'm convinced. I'm
Apparently.
convinced they're trying to kill us.
Just you.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
One of the other announcements was the Jungle Cruise makeover.
Very controversial.
Yes, I was very hesitant about this when they first made the announcement. But now that I've been reading up on, what they're going to be doing, and I listened to an interview with Chris Beatty, who is the Walt Disney Imagineering Creative Portfolio Executive. That's a mouthful of a title, let
Yeah.
me tell you.
I'd like his paycheck.
Exactly.
So,
Or Joe's.
and he kind of went into detail as to, what the changes were that are going to be for the Jungle Cruise. So basically, gave details on everything coming to the Nile. And if you don't believe us, well, you know the rest. Denial. Anyhow. Really? You guys
I got
suck.
nothing, bro. That's all I got.
Anyway, whatever. First off, they are not changing the whole jungle. This is not a re-envisioning of the entire attraction. So what they are doing is, one, removing the negative depictions of natives. I guess we shouldn't be calling natives headhunters, so I'm sure that'll be changing.
Nobody go to the Indies because there's still an island out there with headhunters on it.
Exactly.
Right. You can't even go near the island and they'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was, the reporter that was killed.
But
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
2, the famous Rhino Pole scene is the kickoff for the new storyline. Find out more of their backstories. So what we find out is there is a bird watcher, an entomologist, a wildlife painter, and a photographer. And they each have their own reasons for being on the expedition. One thing they are adding to the attraction is an animatronic skipper, because they all did the one thing you're not supposed to do:
Ad lib.
leave the boat. You'll see like all 5 of them up the pole with the rhino there and everything. So the skipper becomes more part of the attraction. Also being added is a beached jungle cruise boat that is being taken over by a family of chimpanzees. So they're going to be adding chimpanzees.
I saw the artwork for that.
Yeah, it looks really cute. So one has the skipper hat on and with the microphone, and
I
another
wonder if it
one
was
has
the boat that
maps
originally
and-
sank.
That's what I was
I
saying.
don't know. I think it might be.
When she first told me this story, I was like, I bet it's that boat that sank.
It probably is. I don't remember what the name of it was.
Underwater.
Hey, it's not wrong.
No.
I got to look up the name. I remember it's like something Burma.
Yeah.
Balmies Burma or something like that.
Yeah, I think there was like 2 names that they mentioned, but I didn't write down, what they were. But they did do a lot of research, and even went back to look at the original Mark Davis sketches to keep it in the right tone of his humor and his storytelling. So I was really glad to hear that part.
Yeah.
They even brought in skippers from the attraction to go over the changes and get their feedback. And their feedback basically was that it feels like the classic Jungle Cruise, like something that has always been there. So, what they're adding to it, felt classic to them, which was really good.
Here's the thing that doesn't sit well with, not to interrupt you, and I have to be very careful when I say this. All these changes that Disney's are making because of the cancel culture, because of the people that are out there that find things offensive nowadays. And it seems like more and more people are offended by stupid stuff.
Yeah.
We are no longer very thick-skinned individuals. We're very thin-skinned. And I understand the importance of recognizing that if somebody feels offended, we must do something. I get it. But I hate to say it like this, but this is my opinion. These rides were long here before cancer culture even started.
Well, yes, and the Jungle Cruise has gone over quite a number of changes, probably the most out of any ride.
Right, but my question is this. Why must we change the ride? Why can't the people adjust to the ride instead of adjusting the ride to the people? You saw what happened at Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, that's what the way the ride was supposed to be originally done. Why must we change it? Why can't people just adjust to the fact that this is the way the ride is instead of changing the ride to please people? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Too many Karens.
But I look at things very differently than the average person. So,
and I agree with you to a point, but I'm actually looking forward to some of these changes because it's expanding the storyline more so than anything else. And it's giving the skippers new life. Exactly. It's giving them, a chance to, ad lib a little bit. And
that kind of change I can get behind.
Material and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So,
that kind of change I can get behind. But making changes to prevent people from getting offended, that's what I have a problem with.
yeah, most of the changes for the Jungle Cruise really didn't have anything to do with the cancel culture.
Yeah, we're good. Ladies and gentlemen,
But-
Kona joins the podcast.
Hey, Gona.
Like the meme that I've seen out there soon. I won't be able to make fun of myself without somebody being offended.
Right? It's getting really bad, bro.
But what we have to look forward to is a lot of the classic jokes will still be in play, the backside of water and all of that.
They need to bottle
But
that
also
and sell
new
that in that
material
area.
for them to play off of. Chris Beatty did also say that the new Jungle Cruise movie will not be integrated into the ride. This is about enhancing the existing attraction storyline and addressing some areas that needed refreshing. The same story will be on both coasts. What you see in Walt Disney World is what you'll see in Disneyland. There will still be little nuances between the two, but the scenes that are being adjusted will be the same. At this point, no date has been announced yet, but are saying that they are working hard to make sure we have everything in this year. And next, Disney sent out surveys to Disneyland pass holders, giving them some options or finding out options. So Disney is basically trying to find out what direction, people are more interested in using their passes. So it looks like there was about 10, 11 different options for passports, as well as a 3 or 5 day multi-visit ticket. Prices ranged for the passports anywhere from $399 up to $1,400, which was the most expensive one.
Wow.
Obviously, there are positives and negatives to all of the different passports. They varied greatly from how many days you can make reservations for to how many days in advance, percentages off the merchandise, percentage off for special event tickets, whether Max Pass is included, Photo Pass included or not, parking included or not, rewards program, et cetera, et
dates
cetera.
is the biggest, I
yes.
bet.
Blackout dates, how many weekend passes or weekend tickets were included. So let me just give you a couple examples here. So the most expensive passport was the $1,400 one. And it said pass holders would be able to make up to 6 reservations at a time, up to 90 days in advance. This pass would also give you 2 tickets for dates that might be blocked out for you, which appears to be during June and July, as well as all weekends. You'd get 30% discount on merchandise, 10% off of food and beverage, and 20% off special event tickets. Parking would be included, but Max Pass would not. Photo Pass, a dedicated park entrance, and a rewards program would be included at this most expensive tier. Okay, so that's your most expensive one, which I can't quite understand why with your most expensive one, Max Pass wouldn't be
Agreed.
included in that.
Because they're making a killing on Max Pass. They don't want to include it.
True. I mean, it is what, $15 a day. So, but that's the most expensive one. Now there was 2 different $1,000 passports. There was also a $1,200 one, but there was a $1,000 passport, no summer, and then a $1,000 passport, more visits. So let me go over the differences between those two. So a $1,000 passport, no summer. There were 2 types of 1,000 passports on the survey. We'll start with the one that has a similar blackout schedule as the $1,400 passport. That is June and July blocked out, as well as the weekends. With this passport, Disneyland essentially takes the $1,400 version and downgraded some of the offerings. 2 reservations held at a time versus 6, a 60-day reservation window instead of 90 days, 1 blockout ticket versus 2, no special event discount, parking is not included, Photo Pass is not included, and this cheaper pass is not part of the rewards program.
You have got to be kidding me. Are you serious?
Hold on a sec.
I was
Relax.
watching his head ready to explode.
I know. Down, boy, down. Easy.
I am not going to spend $1,200 a year
That
and
was
get that.
1,000.
Oh, I'm sorry, 1,000.
And not get parking.
Easy.
That's ridiculous.
Easy. These are only survey questions. This isn't what the final product is going to be.
That is in somebody's head right now.
Okay.
Somebody who makes the
Relax.
decisions for Disney.
Bean counters.
So the next $1,000 passport offered is the More Visits passport. This passport has fewer blockout dates and seems to allow visits on most weekends. Pass holders with this $1,000 passport will be able to hold up to 4 reservations at a time, and the reservation window opens at 90 days. Just like the other 1,000 passport, this passport offers a single blockout ticket, drops the merchandise discount from 30 down to 10, bumps up the food beverage discount from 10 to 30, and brings back the 20% special event discount seen in the $1,400 passport. Parking would not be included, but there would be a 20% discount offered. Unlike any of the other passports, this passport would include Max Pass. Photo Pass and a dedicated entrance would also be included, but this passport would not be eligible for the rewards program that only the $1,400 passport qualifies for.
They better not bring this to Florida.
It'll take 2, right, Bill?
And then there was an
I'll take none.
And then there was an $800 passport option, as well as
That's
a few
just the
other
parking,
ones.
right?
The $800 option, we like to deem that as don't waste your time. You get one pass for one park, one day a year, and it's $800.
So you get to sit in the parking lot and take photos from the outside.
Well, the good thing is you can camp in the parking lot with the other tenters.
Well, the 800, since we're discussing it, allows for reservations to be made just 30 days in advance versus the 60 or 90 with your higher products. This option would even have more summer blockout dates, but offer 2 blockout tickets per year. This option would allow for 30% off of food and beverage purchases and include parking for free. Max Pass, Photo Pass, dedicated entrance, and the reward program. So that's actually not bad for an $800 option. It's including Max Pass, which you don't get in your most expensive $1,400 package. And there were several other ones. But again, this was kind of, Disney's way to
screw the people.
Ding! Yes, Mr. Indy.
Not necessarily screwing the people, but just seeing where their thought processes of when they would use the tickets versus what they would be willing to spend the money on.
They had to basically
like
get rid of their annual pass because they had 1 million annual pass holders. COVID reopens. They only have limited capability for people. So
exactly.
It was either going to be piss them off now or piss them off and then a lawsuit when the people can't get in and say, I didn't get my money's worth for my pass.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're already at that point.
Yeah. So, I get why they're doing it. Universal did this a couple of years ago and changed their tiers with blackout dates and stuff. Disney's just slow to get it going in California because...
Yeah, but we look at the whole product versus value. We talked about this before.
Oh, I agree.
Am I getting my money's worth? If it's not worth my money, then I'm not. If I'm giving Disney $1,000 a year, I'm not paying for parking.
No.
That's ridiculous. And I'm not paying for anything. If I have to pay, okay, Max Pass is different. I get it. But I shouldn't have to pay anything additional. I mean, we're only paying $800 and we're getting everything. I hope they don't bring that to Florida. That's ridiculous.
Then you go to Universal and you get the one that includes 1 free ticket to Halloween Horror Nights. Hopefully you'll be back. And then you have the Express after 4.
Right.
And then currently because of issues, you were getting a free ticket. I think maybe 2 tickets to bring somebody in up until February. So, I mean.
Well, the benefit of Walt Disney World in Florida is that they're not as.
They're bigger.
Yeah, we're bigger, but we're also not as reliant on annual pass holders as Disneyland was, because Disneyland, a majority of the people that were going to the parks were all pass holders.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that when we were out there, the difference from Thursday to Friday, because Thursday it rained, we pretty much had free reign of the park. It was fairly empty until later in the afternoon when the rain had stopped. Now all of a sudden all the locals are coming in and it got fairly crowded. But Friday, what a difference. And we were going over to California Adventure,
Which wasn't as busy.
but the lines to get into Disneyland.
We're down the road.
Holy crap.
I think I remember you saying you had to go back over there to pick up a souvenir or something. It was insane.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
Like you couldn't move. So I completely understand why Disney needs to revamp the annual pass program over at Disneyland.
No, I agree.
Because they need to, be able to limit
the number of
when
people.
they're getting in and stuff like that.
The situation where we have here in Florida is working. And if it works, don't mess with it, right? That's kind of how I look at it.
Yes.
So, okay, if that Charlie Foxtrot is what they're coming up with for California, great. Leave it in California. Don't bring that here. Because people are going to lose their minds if you bring that down here.
Wouldn't it be more like Bravo Sierra?
Yeah, well, you can take that any way you want. Thank you, Miss Tanya, for your Disney news. Ladies and gentlemen, it's nice to have this time again. We are there, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Dave Indy with your Ask Indy segment. This is where Dave will answer your questions. Contact us at UDN, World UDN. And submit your questions to Dave, or you can do it on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Submit your questions. We'll answer them live on the air. Mr. Indy, the show is yours.
Thank you. And I'm actually going to flip this one a little bit. Instead of an Ask Indy question, I'm actually going to go a different direction for something kind of cool that I teased in our chat of the staff of I had something really interesting to share.
Awkward.
So we can either
Bill
call
looks
it
scared.
Yeah. I can either call it story time with Uncle Indy, or for you, Bill, it's like cool story, bro. So,
Cool story, bro. Just keep your pants on, all right, bro?
this ain't the bull whistle, huh?
This ain't the bull whistle.
Dear Lord.
So I'm going to take two stories and bring them together in this sense. So I don't know who's familiar with the taping they did not long ago. Well, they're still taping, but Universal and Oprah Winfrey and them had a TV show that was being taped at Universal called David Makes Man. It was filmed for 2019. They built the set over at, well, they built, you may remember them building a set across the street at Dr. Phillips High School in the back lot area, like a pink looking project building.
Yeah, I got nothing.
It's actually award winning. Oprah basically had it on her station.
Maybe that's why I didn't have anything.
First season on it, maybe. As I'll say, ran last year, had about 20 episodes on that one. Besides Oprah being one of the producers, Michael B. Jordan is also a producer on this, along with some other names that I recognize to a certain degree. But basically, they're recording and stuff. New season comes out this coming year, this summer, and it's on Netflix. Supposedly, it's won a lot of awards. It's about a young black prodigy growing up in the project who's dealing with the death of a friend, but also going to a gifted school and trying to find his way out, basically surrounded in a world of drugs and stuff. And it's kind of old theme school on that one. Their story kind of won to set on this one. As I was mentioning earlier, before we started recording, my roommate decided to revamp apartment or our townhouse, selling stuff. She sold her bedroom furniture, meaning I got a little bit of, her bedroom furniture. She's had it since about 2009, kind of, and, she likes to change stuff regularly. So this is like overkill, crack addict needed to be done type thing. But so Friday, I didn't get much sleep because of people showing up to buy furniture. Lady shows up, buys furniture, has a Universal badge on. It's like, oh, cool. You work for used to work there. She wasn't very talkative. She was more focused on the furniture with these people. And they were really pushy to get the furniture too. Like, can we come Thursday and look at it? I work overnight. So can we be there? What time can we be there in the morning? 8 a.m. They were there at 8 a.m. with a truck. So came in, looked at it, gave the money and all that. I decided to be nice and help them carry out the stuff. I carried out the bed rails, even though they said they didn't need the bed. They bought the bedroom set. So get it out to the truck. It's a 35-foot long box truck to pick up bedroom furniture. Yeah.
What the hell?
I walk out there, and I'm starting to talk to her. She's talking about how they're contractors and stuff for Universal. They're not actually part of Universal. I put the stuff in there. I go, this is a set truck, isn't it? She goes, yeah. And I go, gotta ask. I says, my furniture going to be in a TV series. Turns out she's works and buys the stuff for David Makes Man TV series at Universal. So my bedroom set that I've slept in pretty much prior is going to be possibly on a TV series that's being filmed at Universal. So like I said, I thought that was kind of like, all right, I got to watch. And I told her, I said, I don't watch TV. I said, unless it's Food Network, because I know what happens to the turkey at the end. I don't have to watch it weekend. But now I have to go like watching season 2 at least to see if I see my bedroom furniture and be like, that's my underwear drawer.
You know, they wouldn't have bought that bed if they knew what was taking place in said bed. But
Really? Do we
over the
need to
years, it
go
was
there?
dust because it
Awkward.
became a roommate.
wow, that's a pretty cool story.
So, like I said, I had to share that and skip over some of the questions. I do have some Ask Indy ones coming back next one, which I really look forward to. I'm trying to still dig down one of the answers, which is like literally finding a diamond in the
Wow.
beach.
Okay.
But yeah, I wanted to share that
Awesome.
because I was like,
That's a very cool story.
Very
that
cool.
doesn't happen very often.
No.
Thank you, Mr. Indy. We greatly appreciate
Of
that.
course.
Now, if you want Dave to answer your questions, feel free to reach out to us on our Facebook page at UDN or contact our website, which is worldofudn.com, and just hashtag Ask Indy. Lots of great questions coming up, so stay tuned.
Get
yeah,
to
listen
yours.
for your name.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we got to get to random topic because we're running long, and then we got to hit some sponsors, and then we're out of here. You're not going to like the random topic.
It's like beating a dead horse.
I get it. I totally get it. But it's back in the news, and we have to talk about it. Holy eBay, folks. This is your random topic.
Random topic.
Okay. Now, we've talked about this subject before. We've addressed the issues. We are talking specifically about eBayers and Disney product merchandise. It's back in the news. Apparently, there was somebody out in California who got a hold of a certain product that was limited edition, put it on eBay, and made a 700% profit off of this. And now has sparked the conversation again. And the reason why this topic keeps coming back is because no one is willing to address the issue on every side of the spectrum of this. And that's the reason why it continues to be a problem. That's the reason why it's going to be a problem moving forward. So let me kind of get through this, and then we're going to have a conversation about it. So as you know, that with the coronavirus hitting, a lot of these people now either have no jobs or need supplemental income. So a lot have turned into selling Disney merchandise on sites like eBay and Amazon and everything else.
Mercari.
Macari
blah, blah,
and yeah.
OnlyFans.
Right. Awkward. So
I had to.
this itself is not necessarily the problem. The problem is you have these individuals, mostly annual pass holders, that go into the park during a limited edition event, go in there, and you see the videos on Facebook all the time of them walking out of the park with their 19 bags
Yep.
of merchandise. And then they throw it on eBay for astronomical prices. There was one on eBay that, you know, that white Christmas tree you have with the lights?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody paid $230 for that.
What?
Yes.
I'm
There-
sorry, but that's on you if you're dumb enough to pay that.
Yes, there's always going to be somebody out there that's willing to pay that kind of money.
What I hear is Bill can get rid of some of the Christmas stuff in his house.
No.
Interesting.
Not going to happen.
That's an interesting comment.
Hmm.
Look, at the end of the day, if they want the item, they're going to pay for it, right? And you talk to these people who are so disconnected morally from everything, and they will say that this price increase, regardless of whether it's 200%, 400%, or what you saw in California with 700%, is for their labor and time going to the parks. Okay, you're going to go to the parks anyway. So that's BS. But also they're saying, well, I am providing the means for people who will never or cannot, due to Corona, be able to go to the parks. So I am providing a service to those people.
Yeah,
to
do a 10% markup or 20% markup, not 200%.
Right.
Or 7.
Now, this has been ongoing now for what, at least a couple of years now,
Oh, it's been more than that.
right?
It's
Where
been an issue for however long.
where you see these people coming into Disney and buying these huge things.
And some of them
And-
have gotten their passes revoked and they're not allowed back on Disney
Right.
property.
Because they're not, people say they're not technically breaking the law. They're breaking Disney rules, but they're not breaking the law per se. And it's a morality issue, not a legal one. I respectfully disagree, and I'll get there.
Well, it's breaking what the contract that annual pass holders, because it specifically states in the annual
Yeah.
pass holder contract.
And I'm going to
blah,
read
blah,
that.
blah. Okay.
I'm going to read that. Okay. So the reason why I disagree with this is the definition of scalping.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we can go look that up at Webster Dictionary, but I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes. I have a product. Let's say this bottle of water. And this bottle of water cost me $1. Right? I'm in Vegas. It's hot out. This guy selling them for $1, right?
It's the backside of water for me right now.
It's the backside of water. There it is. Winner. Okay.
Well played, Andy. Well played.
That was well done. That was well done. But I go ahead and take this bottle of water and I put it on eBay and I sell it for $35. Now, somebody who really needs water, guess what? They're going to pay $35 for this. Have I broken any rules? Maybe, maybe not. But is it fair for me to charge $35 for this? That's where the morality comes in,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right? So when we talk about scalping, you have a product that's worth a certain price. Classic case, this guy with this tiki mug from California. He paid $30 for that mug, right? If you put it on eBay, and nobody wants to hear this, and I really don't care about people's feelings right now, if you put that product on eBay for any more than what the product costs and the shipping, you are scalping, which is against the law.
Now I have a question because I didn't actually hear about this. Was it on eBay for bidding purposes, or was this like
Buy now.
buy it now for such and such?
I don't have that information in front of me.
Okay.
But that's still $210 for a $30 product.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if you have people that are bidding back and forth on it, at that point it's a bidding war. That's not on the person that put it
I see
on
your point.
eBay.
I see your point. But a lot of these products that are on eBay
Oh, no,
is
I
buy
absolutely,
now and
yes,
that's it.
No, I
right?
absolutely agree with that
Okay.
100%.
So, yes, it's a misdemeanor. But when there is an abuse of this, and we're at abuse levels,
Mm-hmm.
something's got to step in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's different people responsible for different things, and nobody wants to do anything about it. And that's the reason why this problem continues to go. Disney is responsible for this situation.
Mm-hmm.
eBay's responsible for this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon's responsible for the situation, or any other platform that sells it. The person is responsible for their situation. It's a combination of everybody. And so we have these laws and we have these rules in place, but nobody wants to enforce them. And that's why you're getting these people who roll up into these parks and they have 9, 10, 15 bags of full of merchandise because no one is enforcing it. Now, let me lay this out legally for you guys. First, let me start with the Disney stuff. The annual pass holder programs at both Disneyland and Disney World have specific rules in place on reselling. The annual pass holder agreement states that benefits and discounts are for personal use only and may not be used for any commercial purpose, including, without limitation, to obtain or purchase items or services with the intent to resell such items or services. That's the rule that they're violating when they do this eBay stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a bigger thing at play here. We talk about scalping. We talk about putting something on eBay for an exorbitant amount of money. And you're taking advantage of the people who can't be there. Now, the spin is they're saying, well, we're providing a service to these people because they'll never be able to go to the parks. And then I'm jacking up the price because my time is valuable. And if they want the product, they're going to pay for it. There's certain markup rules. Like you said, if you mark it up 5% for your time and energy, okay, maybe I could see that. But when you're marking it up 300, 400, 700%, now you're just ripping people off.
Yeah.
Yep.
So even though scalping is a misdemeanor, flagrant scalping is a felony. So all these people that are on eBay selling all this stuff and they're flagrant about it, that means they're constantly doing it and they're constantly exceeding the price of the individual product, are committing felonies. And the only way you're going to get rid of this stuff is really honestly a couple of different ways. Number one, Disney needs to start enforcing this rule I just read.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's got to be constant.
There's got to be
Watching,
repercussions. But see, here's the problem with Disney. We're gonna focus on Disney for a second. We'll go to the rest of them. The problem with Disney, and this is really applies to every theme park, not just Disney.
They
But
got their money.
Right,
Well, they do limit limited edition stuff depending on what it is
right,
to 10 or 2.
But who needs 10?
right.
Right, exactly.
But that doesn't solve the problem.
No, it doesn't.
Because if I want more than 10 items, okay, now I got Dave and I got you. You're going on Tuesday, you're going on Wednesday. They refill on Friday, so we're all going to go back on Friday. And next thing you know, we got a house full of product.
Exactly.
Okay? That's
There's
how
ways around
that's
it.
how they're swinging this, okay? And we're talking the outlet center. How many times have we been at the
Yeah,
outlet
it's
center
been
on
it's
535?
It's
Oh,
a,
yeah.
It's been a bigger issue at the outlet centers.
Right, because they can get the product cheaper and sell it for more.
And they can buy
10
more at the
times more
outlets.
in their own country, especially in their
exactly.
country.
Right, exactly. They can
People
send
from
it to other
Brazil
countries.
can
Oh, man,
buy
they-
out the whole bag and then bring it back to their country and sell
Oh, yeah.
it
They'd
for
buy a
500 times
suitcase
more
and
than-
just fill
yeah.
it full of stuff.
Mhm.
Oh,
They used to do that with Bath and Body Works
Oh,
stuff
yeah. I
all
used
the
to
time.
see it.
If Disney really wanted to step up and enforce this policy,
It's going to be constant monitoring.
Yes,
It's
they
gonna
would-
Be a lot.
they
a
would
lot.
have to establish a task force, and in my opinion, should work with the FBI because this is flagrant scalping. And if you want to crush this,
Mhm.
if you want to solve this problem, Disney's going to have to step up and enforce this policy that they have, but they're not going to. And Dave touched on it.
They made their money.
Because the shelves are empty and it doesn't matter who buys them. As long as Disney shelves are empty, that's all they care about. And so Disney has already made their money. But then you also have to consider the copyright violation. So you know damn well Disney is all about protecting their product and their IPs,
yeah.
right? The way they get out of the copyright infringement of reselling is that if they purchased it from Disney, then they've already paid Disney for that product, which allows them to resell. But then Disney has their own rules that say they can't resell it. So what is it? What are we doing here, folks? You know what I'm saying? Props to the rich. But that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, this is
But
ridiculous.
then you also have to take into account, like, just say, one of my Jim Shore figurines that's I bought on property that I've had for a few years. And now all of a sudden I don't want to collect Jim Shore anymore. I'm selling off my collection.
Oh, God, please.
That's not going to happen, but I'm just using this as an example. So, where's the fine line? Because now, I bought this Disney Jim Shore thing.
Right,
Now I'm selling it.
but the fine line is this. You're selling one item at one time, okay?
Well, yeah.
You don't have an eBay account that you're putting every single item that you have.
Mhm.
Plus, you're not going to the parks and buying stuff to put on your store on eBay. Okay, you're talking about one specific item, which is a single incident,
Mhm.
right? And that in itself is not the problem. So if Disney doesn't enforce these laws, and Disney doesn't do something about this, then it's almost like, hey, listen, don't do that, but buy our stuff. So
Yeah.
which one is it? So now let's move on to the eBay. eBay can ban the sale of Disney products. They could do that in a heartbeat. But what's eBay doing? eBay's making money on every single product that sells, plus they're charging tax now.
Yep.
So they're making money off the situation. Why would they stop it? Why would they stop it? And then, of course, you got other avenues, right? So say eBay says, okay, no more Disney. Okay, now they're going to Amazon.
Or Craigslist.
Or Craigslist. And now you're just forcing them underground, and now they're going to come up with their own websites and everything else. And, you're never going to be able to stop it, right? What's stopping Disney from saying, okay, here's a limited item edition cup. You are only allowed one per person. That's it. One per person. That's it. Okay. The eBayers are going to find a way around that. Okay. One per person. We got 15 of us. Everybody buy one. Now we got 15 product that we're going to put on. You know what I mean? Like, so it's never going to end.
There's a will, there's a way.
Right. Exactly. Until Disney wants to address this issue, this is always going to be an issue. And until there's accountability and people start getting arrested and people start losing their annual passes, that this stuff is going to stop. Because right now it is out of control. It is beyond out of control.
I'm going to need somebody to pay for that $1,400 pass in California plus parking.
Don't even get me started.
Again, those are not set in stone. It was just a survey.
Yes.
Those are not the actual option.
Yeah, it'll be more.
So in the past couple of weeks, Disney has talked about how they can curtail this. Okay. And they've introduced a mobile checkout feature in your MDE app. Now, this allows guests to shop for items in person and check out using the mobile device. Currently, the MDE app at Walt Disney World is testing it for the mobile check shopping feature in 2 locations. Mouse Gears at Epcot and the Everything Pop at Pop Century. And over on the West Coast, the Disneyland app is irrelevant because they're not open. But they're testing the checkout.
I said there's still select places in downtown Disney that are open.
But people are like, well, what's the harm? I'm not harming anybody. I'm making money. And truth be told, in this whole post-corona stuff, what's the harm in this? Okay. The harm is you're forcing people to pay exorbitant amount of stuff for an item that's not worth that price. And okay, your labor and all that other stuff. But anything over the dollar amount designed for that product is scalping.
Yep.
And you're breaking the law. But people don't care because they're making their money, right? So there was a poll done, 2018, 115 votes. And they asked that very question. How do you feel about this? Do you care? Do you not care? Is this a big deal? Is this not a big deal? 6.1% of the votes said, I love it. Can't get enough of this stuff. Leave them alone. They're doing what they're doing. 32% said, I really don't care. I'm okay with what I get. 49.6% says, I hate them. They're like vultures that feed on the unfortunates. Okay. And then there's 12% that said other. Okay. That was back in 2018, but you get the point. This thing has been going on for years.
Yeah.
Okay. And people don't like when you do it. Until there's some kind of accountability, until that Disney starts a task force with the FBI and they start going after people and they start taking away their annual passes and they start taking away and people get arrested for scalping, guess what? It's not going to go away. But see, the corruption runs even deeper than you think. And this is the reason why I think Disney just doesn't care. Okay. Let me read this statement. And this is part of the problem. You talk about the outlet centers, right?
Yeah.
They keep the good stuff in the back for the people they know. And don't think that doesn't happen in the parks. Some resellers visit multiple locations to get around the limits. We know this. There are also occasional reports of some store managers holding back items for resellers that they know are coming to the store. The symbolic relationship between the managers and resellers help keep sales at those locations up, which means the managers keep their jobs. As resellers seek out these managers who are most likely to let them skirt the rules. And also there's kickbacks. You do this for me, I will give you an extra $200 at the end of the month. Okay. Stuff happens everywhere. Now, if you're a casual seller, like Tanya said, 1 item, 2 items, you want to sell them to get rid of them, not a big deal. But if you're buying hundreds and hundreds of items to sell on eBay at exorbitant price, you are the problem.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We are lacking morality in this country right now. And people are more about the mighty dollar than doing the right thing. And I find it disgusting. Nobody cares about doing the right thing anymore. It's about making the almighty dollar. And that's what this whole situation is. The rules are there, but nobody wants to enforce the rules because everybody's making money.
It's not really a rule. It's a legal document that you agreed upon.
When you signed.
Yeah.
They could revoke all these people. They have ways of doing this.
All they got to do is
And
each
they've
time-
revoked people.
Yeah, but how far
It's
out
just
do you have
not
to go
enough.
to actually do it? I mean, each time you scan your pass to get the discount, it should say, okay, you've already got this quantity. You can't come back and get another one if it's limited 1 per person.
And here's where it really bothers me. So let's say that we wanted to go get your Jim Shore, and there was 15 left when we checked their inventory and we went to the store. Let's say they were selling that at the Polynesian.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, we got 15 left. We got to go. We got to go try to get one, okay? We get there. We're waiting in line. There's only like 2 people in line. And the people in front of us buy all 15. How is that fair to us? How is that fair to anybody? Now, we're locals. We can come back when they restock. Imagine if that was that person from Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Or imagine if that person was from another country who spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to get to Disney and wanted that product. But you took that product away from them, and this was their only chance because they're not going to be here next week
Yep.
for when they restock.
Mm-hmm.
This was their only chance to get that product. And you, because you're an entrepreneur, decide to buy every single product on that shelf, leaving nothing for the people who have actually spent the money to be at Disney. That's what doesn't sit right with me and
I
doesn't
agree.
sit right with these people.
Same.
But until Disney and everybody else starts enforcing these rules, this problem's never going away. And that's your random topic. Don't even get me started. Okay.
A little late.
We are running very long on this podcast, so we're going to wrap it up. First thing,
Shocker.
yeah, we like to talk, apparently. So we're going to be very quick with our sponsors. Obviously, you know about Rock Stars and Flowers. If you don't know about Rock Stars and Flowers, there's something wrong with you.
Wow.
Seriously. Go to the Facebook page. Check out Rock Stars and Flowers. If you are an art enthusiast, you are missing out on some of the finest art that is physically available. These guys are killing it. If you have a certain icon that you follow, that you worship like a god, you want to go check out Rock Stars and Flowers because they probably make your mural, right? Put the candles around, that kind of stuff. So
Shrine.
the shrine, if you will.
Have them make a Def Leppard one for me.
Sure. I am proud to be sponsored by Rock Stars and Flowers, and they've been a great partner. So thank you for all that. Marketplace. Can you believe we're in February already?
No.
Like crazy, right? So we got past the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks be to God. And so now we are knee deep in Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
VD for everybody. So
Oh,
Get your test.
jeez.
we have Valentine's Day coming up, folks.
It's not VD anymore, though. It's CVD.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough.
Better
But
than STD.
if you have, all right, we're going sideways. Hang on. Stay with me. Stay with me. If you guys have a significant other you want to spoil with Disney and Universal stuff, there's only one place you can go. Universal Disney Nuts Marketplace. If you go to our website, worldofudn.com, click on Marketplace, you are going to see a whole plethora. You like that?
Wow. Big words here.
Big word. Plethora of.
Been practicing that all day.
That's right. That's right. I was waiting for it. Sponsors and really, honestly, vendors that sell the most amazing Disney and Universal stuff. And this marketplace, like I said, I'll say it again, it's like the Amazon of of Disney Universal. It's insane.
It's the eBay without the eBay pricing.
That's right.
just
There
just
you
a
go.
dig.
See?
Salt on the wound. That's what that is. So go check out worldofudn.com marketplace and take advantage of our special sales. We have discounts. We've got all kinds of stuff. Special Valentine stuff is coming up. We got all kinds of cool stuff. Go check it out. And the best part about it is when you buy something from the marketplace, it supports Universal Disney Nuts, and it also supports Universal Disney Nuts Live, the podcast. So we certainly appreciate everything that you guys do. We certainly appreciate you guys listening. And if you need to get some product for the missus or the mister.
And a lot of small businesses, too.
Yeah, and you're helping out a ton of small businesses.
There's a lot of small businesses on there.
Make sure you go check out our marketplace. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Mr. Indy, welcome back.
Thank you.
We've had a very good 2 weeks, and we again want to thank Tamiko for joining us for our last podcast. Things are starting to lighten up a little bit. Things are starting to level off here. Mm-hmm. Was the parks busy when you were there yesterday?
The evenings were busier. Like during the day, it was still, a nice pace, but in the evenings, they definitely pick up, but still not as busy as like the holidays were.
And if you guys are focusing on 2021, you guys are going to come down to Central Florida to go to these parks. Remember to wear your mask. But keep in mind, if there's anything I can tell you about these theme parks, they are the safest place that I have seen yet.
Yes.
They have gone above and beyond to keep these parks safe. They've gone above and beyond the standards of coronavirus with the health department, not only in the state of Florida, but around the world. Mm-hmm. I will tell you that I am not the only one who feels this way. The parks are really honestly one of the safest places to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, don't be afraid and don't hesitate to book that 2021 trip and come to Central Florida and take advantage of these parks because you are going to absolutely love it.
But make sure that you are wearing your mask because Disney and Universal are, both very, very strict on making sure that you are wearing your mask.
So with that being said, we're going to end it here. If you're in these parks, have fun, be safe, wear your mask, and we'll talk soon.
You have been listening to the official Universal Disney Nuts podcast. Please visit our website at worldofudn.com and join us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all the latest updates, news, and events from your favorite theme parks. See you in 2 weeks.